Hey everybody, I am so glad that we are getting this new class started, and welcome to the summer session of Intimate Relationships. Over the next 6 weeks, we're going to be learning about intimate relationships that apply not only to those you might be interested in having a relationship based on things like dating or talking exclusively or that kind of thing, but also thinking about your families, your friends, and the ways in which we learn to develop those relationships, understand them, and also create better forms of communication and understanding how those operate in our lives. So I'm going to share, as I welcome you officially this week, a couple things. First, make sure to look at the overview video that talks about the entire process, which will be found in Getting Started section of your module, and also to be able to recognize all of the ways in which we will be interacting by looking at each module and kind of going in to see how the discussions and things work. If this is the first time for you to take an online course, it will especially help you to just play around, knowing that unless you submit something, you're not going to really mess up anything. And I know the first time I played around with online, it was a little intimidating. So I want to make sure that you know how that works. So this week, what I'm expecting is first a discussion. Anytime you see a little link here, there's an introduction video here, for example. Those links will either take you to videos or take you to websites that will be pertinent to the information of the week. Sometimes they will be pointing out different types of examples, examples about the subjects we're talking about in the lecture that week. So that's also important to see that the link here, Module 1 Instructor Lecture, those are my lectures for the week. They're all pre-recorded so that you can watch them at any time. They are downloadable. They are on YouTube. You should be able to watch them on your phone. And also to make sure that when you are doing your discussion boards, I prefer for you to read the material, if you would like, in the book. It is suggested, and or obviously be able to incorporate it into your discussion response with the instructor lecture having been watched, so that you can incorporate the terms that we're working with that week. Discussions are the main form in which I am able to recognize how you are engaging the material and also your connection to the rest of the class. There's a total of 12 in the class, and so we have a small class. I'm not going to put you in small social groups or break down the class. I feel like with 12, we can still be able to look at each other's material. What you're going to be required each week is, when there is a discussion, to have at least 500 words in your first response, which will typically be due on Wednesdays by 11:59. This week, they'll be due on a Thursday, since we're starting in our first week. And then responses are required as well. Only 2 responses to two other people in the class as you read their discussion post that's initially put up by basically midnight on Wednesday. I would like responses by Friday night by midnight. And those are only 50 words, but it's something to the effect of, 1, responding to what they said, maybe asking a question, making a connection, maybe even saying, hey, I've had that experience, or I've never had that experience before. So be engaged with the classmates as they're sharing those responses. Along with the instructor videos, there's also videos that are added on that are important to also watch. I would prefer these to be watched as well prior to your first discussion post. And what these are short snippets. They're not very long. Most of them are about 5 minutes, where it takes you to a different video. For example, what is intimacy? Talks a little bit about vulnerability and curiosity are the 2 main components, and it breaks that down a little bit more. And of course, anything from Dr. Helen Fisher. She is one of the top anthropologists that studies relationship science. And please watch her videos, as I often will refer to them not only in the lecture, but I will also use them for material for the exams. Another couple assignments this week that I'm expecting you to participate in and make sure that we're connecting at the beginning is at the end of all this first week of videos and the instructor lecture and looking at the course overview, I like to do a quick check-in to see how much you've learned already so that I can kind of see, you know, some of the things that are stimulating in your mind, because a lot of times people are not sure what they're taking when they take intimate relationships. And, you know, are there questions? Are there things that are you're excited about based on what we've started with? And that's just a quick little short assignment. And if you'll get that into me by the end of the week, I think it looks like it's due May 24th. That will help me kind of know where you're starting from. And then one more quick piece, I like to do a Zoom meeting about the final project fairly early in this course so that we are on board with what I'm expecting for your final project. I tend to be a person who wants to help you learn how to do a voiceover, and you may have learned with this last semester, especially if you were moved to online. Most of our final projects were done with voiceover, but I want to make sure that you have not only a good subject and a good way to get to the source material so that you can engage with it, but also know exactly how to put the components together of the technical part that make the voiceover the best it can be. So I would love for your response, quick response about the best days and times for you to do that Zoom meeting so we get the largest group of people together. Those will be recorded, and then I'll post the Zoom meeting later so that those who can't be with us can go ahead and get that information. Okay, hope that makes sense. Last thing I'm going to say, if you ever need questions answered, one of the best ways to get a hold of me is to text me. Most of the students that have had me in class before know that I will read material submitted online and those types of things through email. So don't worry, I'm not a person that avoids that. But I prefer a quick text for quick questions. And also, if you're going to send me something online through email, to go ahead and text and say, hey, Jan, I sent this to you. I'll keep my eye open for it. I have a lot of emails that dump into this account, so that helps me to keep my eye open and make sure to get those. All right, I hope you have a great week. I look forward to reading your first posts of the week, and have fun watching the lecture and the videos, and we'll talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye.